Hey, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. So, I just recorded this live video and I am re-recording because the first video was set to chipmunk voice. So I apologize if you tuned in and all you heard was this super high-pitched, super fast voice. I'm using the computer that is in the family area, and my nieces and nephews usually use this for their games. So that was a pretty good laugh. But anyway, I am here talking about my new book, which is now available on Amazon. And so for the next week or so, every morning I'm going to be live here on Facebook on my page talking about the era of the true creator. And so this is that book. And I just found out last night that it was available on Amazon for purchase, and I got really excited and stayed up pretty late dancing and playing and preparing myself for all the things that are going to be coming with this book. So I'm a little bit tired, but normally I'll be doing these Facebook Live videos at about 9 a.m. Pacific time. So I hope you can tune in, because for the next week, or a few days more than a week, I will be discussing each chapter in the book. So I'm really excited about this book because it's already causing an activation within me, just having the actual physical copy. And this is what I was hoping for everyone who read this book. This has been my intention the whole time with the book, that it will cause an awakening activation and help people in their awakening journey. And it's doing that for me, and so I'm really happy about that. The idea behind the book is really sort of the journey that happens after awakening. And there's this sort of process that I've been through, and I know that a lot of other people go through it as well, where we have this huge awakening and our whole life changes and everything shifts and moves, and yet the world is still going as it is. The world is still moving as it is. And so our surroundings maybe don't change so much. And we're kind of left wondering, what do we do with all of this newfound understanding? And so the book really kind of goes into outlining ideas for how to move out of what I call a dramatic paradigm, which is the reusing of old stories to create and perpetuate a paradigm, into the era of the true creator, where we are present and allowing what is coming through us to be manifest in its perfect form. And from there, we are ecstatic beings. We're joyfully creating, instead of sort of living the life that's on autopilot. So that's a real brief overview. And I find that that overview very interesting, because I just had a moment of that. I want to both laugh and cry. I'm so filled with just this feeling of gratitude for this book being available. So maybe I will cry because I'm so happy, So I've been working on this book for 2 years, and I want to tell you a little bit about, through my tears, how it came to be. So this book started when I was in the Amazon jungle 2 years ago. And my husband and I were partaking in some different plant medicine diets. And I was partaking in tobacco, which is a pretty intense medicine, and you drink liquid tobacco. And for me, it was so transformative. It really let go of a lot of fears. It was a very beautiful plant to be unified with, and I still feel it with me all the time. And then, so through this process, I was on about day 4 of my diet, and the download of this book came to me, and I received the introduction, which I'm about to read to you, or the part that I call Welcome Home in the book. And then I also received an outline for each chapter and how the book was going to be laid out. And then over the past 2 years, I've really spent learning all of the information that's in this book that I was shown. So at the very beginning, I was shown the sort of the introduction and outline and the full form of this. And I've had to learn the concepts that were introduced to me that I wrote about in the book as I've gone along. So it's a small book, but it was all new to me. And so that's why it took 2 years to write this book, because I had to live and learn and experience everything that's in here before it was released. So I'm going to read to you. Oh, before I read to you the intro, I want to talk about the symbol too. The symbol on the cover of this book was given to me while I was sleeping. And this was before my wedding day. And I just had this feeling that I was meant to have a symbol, some sort of symbol come to me for my wedding. And so I went to sleep with that sort of intention. And while I slept, I saw very vividly, it was very much a visionary state, the symbol, and it was imprinted on my forehead as a glowing electric blue set of double triangles. Right here. And it was gifted to me from the Andromedan Council, which is my soul family. My soul genealogy is Andromedan. If that doesn't make sense to you, it's okay. But essentially, it was given to me by my soul family, and I was shown that it's an initiation symbol. And so when I went to publish the book, I felt very much that this needed to be on the cover as an initiation to everyone who reads it, to initiate you into this next process of your awakening. Each chapter in the book also has different symbols to introduce the chapter. So as you see, the first chapter is the game of separation. And then there's a symbol that came to me just recently. I inputted all of these symbols. And so these symbols are meant to be meditated on and as a way to open you up to the information within each chapter. So while you're reading each chapter, you can meditate on the different symbols and allow the information to be shown to you a little bit more clearly. All right, so I'm going to read you the first part of this, which I call Welcome Home. And again, Welcome Home, it's kind of hard to figure out how to orient this while I'm on Facebook. Welcome Home is what was the wording that was given to me while I was in the jungle, and this is the first part of the book that I received. We were born to be creators. Every particle that is in existence in this world is propelled towards this one aim. We create and destroy, and even destruction is a creative act, making and unmaking again and again. Our propulsion to create often gives way to dramatism. We are trained very early on in the socially acceptable avenues of creation, and begin our personal process of recycling these limited uses of our creative powers. We learn to create from judgment, fear, and pain. We hurt ourselves and hurt each other, and yet this creative force propels us to act. And so we continue to create from that pain. We don't know that there is another way. A new way is dawning as the age of the true creator, where all of the creative force we inherently hold within finds action in a pure avenue. As we step into this new era, there are still many old pains which have been handed down through millennia of learning, and which we have recreated and reinforced in our own lives. This pain must be sifted through and transmuted until all that remains is effortless beauty. We must pare ourselves back down into the true form that is held within us, the form that we were born into, to live in the manner that we were created for, and to bring forward the new together as one. We are moving forward into a great time in human history, one in which we all cooperate from our highest frequency and live connected on a much broader scale to the world at large and to every being on the planet. We are preparing for this next phase through the understanding and transmutation of our shadow, both personally and collectively. By maintaining our awareness of the higher planes during all this work, we are able to ascend, to raise up, to fulfill our personal callings, and to create from a completely new vista and perspective of oneness. From here, we each exist in pure form consciousness. Pure form consciousness is the existence of the self without the thoughts that make up the mind, and is a synergy of these three states: the body, which is in its pure ecstatic state; the mind, which is loving, gentle, calm, and kind; and the heart, which is open to receiving and giving of love in its divine essence. We are meant to take pleasure in our lives, to enjoy the multitudes of creative endeavors and the passions that are part of this human existence. We are also meant to learn a completely new, higher consciousness form of creating. Are you ready to bring in the new together? Come, let us evolve. All right. So that was the first part of the book that was revealed to me. The full introduction was sort of downloaded into me, and I wrote it down in my journal, and then the rest of the book developed from there. So that's all I'm going to read today. Again, I'm going to be going live here on my channel, on my Facebook page, every day at 9 a.m. Pacific time, because I'm here in north of Seattle. If you can tell, it's quite rainy outside. And I wanted to mention, I'm also going to be opening a book club for the book. And this book club is really sort of the beta version, the introductory version of a class that I'm going to be offering in a couple of months called the True Creator Mastery Course. So if you wanted to be part of this initial round of discussing and developing from the book, we'll be meeting once a week for about 5 weeks and discussing the chapters in the book and going over concepts. We'll have the ability to kind of converse about what you're experiencing, what's developing for you through reading the book, and also gain sort of a background understanding of what I've learned through writing the book as well. So if you want to join the book club, there's a link here next to the video, and I hope to see you there. And check out the book, The Era of the True Creator. It is available on Amazon now. So, all right. Thanks, friends. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.